And it's midday time for News BT on Metro TV with me, Ania Fampofu. We're live from the Ikuya studio at North Ridge. We're streaming on Facebook as Metro TV Ghana, on Instagram and Twitter as Metro TV_GH. Let's take a look at headlines of the stories coming up. Day 2 of Arise Ghana Kromwayashi demonstration kickstarts as hundreds of unfazed protesters once again hit the streets against worsening economic conditions. Meanwhile, General Secretary of People's National Convention says the party is against the protests. Police in Ejura secures court injunction to stop families of victims of Ejura killings from going ahead with planned memorial service on Thursday. And on the foreign front, head of AU Commission calls for restraint, calm and dialogue as the border dispute between Ethiopia and Sudan threatens. You're welcome back. Now the news in detail. Day 2 of the Arise Ghana demonstration is scheduled to begin from El-Wak Sports Stadium. Our man on the ground is Henry Kwesi Bedu, who is there and joins us live to give us updates of what's going on. Henry, thank you for joining us. Good afternoon to you. What can you tell us today? All right, so those are some excerpts from the scenes of the Arise Ghana demonstration, and you can see that the leaders are already charging the followers on how the demonstration is going to go throughout the day. The police has already given indications, as was captured by one of the leaders, Sami Jemfi, on his Twitter account, that the police has given its indication that it's going to provide support and protection for the members of this demonstration. And so let's see how that goes. We go back to Henry Kwesi Bedu, who can pick us now and take us through what is going on at the demonstration scene.
Day 2 of the Arise Ghana demonstration is about to get underway. We've been here since around 8 a.m. and people have been massing up. Now the crowd looks very amazing. Hundreds and hundreds of people have trooped in. We'll be kicking in as I speak to you now. I have with me Mr. Kogan. He's a leading member of the NDC. I'll speak to him briefly. Initially, when we came here, it looked like the numbers were not encouraging. How were you able to bring such huge numbers here this time around, following what happened yesterday at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle?
Right, thank you very much. First of all, I think that people were expecting us to be here around 8 o'clock, but we had advertised that we were moving at 12 o'clock. So people were just waiting after 10 o'clock to come here. Secondly, I am also happy with the numbers here because people were afraid that looking at what has happened, people were not going to come. But it tells you the hardship in the system. The hardship is making people come out, and they are defying the orders that people were giving that it's going to be violent and all that. We appreciate the people here, and as we move, you will see the numbers joining us.
So, which route are we taking? Yesterday, we know that the thing that brought about all the brouhaha and all the confusion was the route you are going to take. Which route are you taking today?
Right. So we are sticking with the agreed routes with the police. We are living through here. We are taking the Lands Commission road, first to the Finance Ministry, then secondly to Parliament, where we are petitioning the Finance Ministry, and we are also we are also petitioning the Parliament, so the Speaker of Parliament. So we are going to end at the Parliament House.
You know, yesterday, these were the same things that you told us, but it ended up with the police obstructing you guys from going. What is the assurance today that you'll be allowed to march?
They have assured us, and we trust and believe that they are not going to change their route. And being with them here, they have given us a lot of assurances. They have also told us something that they expect from us, and we all abide by what we had agreed on. So we don't foresee anything happening badly today.
Sure. Thank you very much. That was I just spoke to. But now what is happening now as I speak to you, Annie, is that the leaders of the demonstration are addressing the public that is here. I have with me Mr. Joshua Kamba. He's been here since morning. Mr. Kamba, good afternoon. You're welcome to Metro TV.
Afternoon.
Are you please able to get down briefly so we speak to you for just a minute? Mr. Kamba is a leading member of the NDC and is one of the organizers of this demonstration. You're welcome to Metro TV. You're live on news.
Yes, afternoon. And I hope you are doing well.
We are doing well.
I'm not doing well.
Why?
Because I'm sure you saw what happened yesterday. And I put that blame at the doorstep of the police. What happened yesterday was totally uncalled for. I have a picture of a police officer throwing a stone from one of their armor cars.
What is the assurance that that didn't come from one of your men who pelted the stones at them?
Yesterday, we tried to arrest a police officer, and then they refused to listen to us. Because, see us, nobody's carrying any weapon. I'm not carrying anything. Yesterday, you saw the protesters. Nobody carried a weapon. So where did they come from? Where did the stones come from?
We are told that one person has been picked up by the police for possessing a firearm. Is he one of your members?
No, I'm sure that is one of the gentlemen who came around. But the information I'm getting is that he's a licensed weapon carrier. Do you understand? It is not like, I'm sure that police want to divert attention. That weapon. Is that why we are here? We are here because there's hardship. That's why we are here. So when you go and arrest somebody and make it a news, why should it be a news? And so I think that it's not the right thing to do. But what stands is that the MPP are stealing Ghanaians and we are suffering. And the fact that we are suffering, this will continue and it will continue and it will continue. That's what I'm saying. This can continue. I mean, you can see the way people are wailing. The real people, I mean, this is not NDC. This is not MPP. This is ordinary Ghanaian crying. Ordinary Ghanaian crying. You understand? Ordinary Ghanaians who are suffering. So for me, the MPP can be assured that they will see a lot of these actions. And they will see in a different way.
Thank you very much. That was Mr. Akano I just spoke to. I'll take you around for you to see actually what is happening here. This is the protesters who are here sharing themselves. They are sharing themselves to commence the demonstration. But I must tell you that one person was indeed picked up by the Ghana Police Service just a while ago, about an hour ago, and they claim he was in possession of a firearm. But today the police is here in their numbers. I must say there are over 500 of the police officers who are here, persons from the formed police unit. I'll take you around, Annie, so your viewers see what is actually happening on the scene. Look at this is some vehicles that have been brought here by the Ghana Police Service. I must say that leadership of the demonstration were also on the ground. The police is here to pick up any of them. None of the leaders have been picked up. We've seen the national communicator of the NDC, in the person of Sami Jemfi, who is here, the former organizer of the PNC, Mr. Bernard Mona, who is also here. We'll be going to him and speak to him briefly. But these are visuals of the police officers who are here. They are receiving briefing from their leadership before we embark on the demonstration. Today, I must tell you that most of them are in their helmet. Yesterday, we saw what transpired on the ground. The section of the people who were in the front line, those or most of them who were behind them didn't have the protective gear to ensure that when the stones were pelted at them, they wouldn't get injured. So that is what is happening here. Their leadership are taking them through the drills before we start the peaceful march. But a lot of them are here. The protesters are also geared up. They are getting ready to commence the demonstration. I'll take you close to Mr. Bernard Mona, who is a leading member, a convener of the Arise Ghana group, for us to speak to him briefly to gather his thought. They have ensured that today is going to be very peaceful. So that was the security situation I painted to you a while ago. But let me take you very close. This is what is happening. A lot of the members, the numbers are not that encouraging as we saw yesterday. Not all of them were able to gather here. I'm sure some people are quite scared about what happened yesterday when some of the protesters got injured in, you know, a way they had wanted to break through the barricade that was formed by the Ghana Police Office. That was the Ghana Police Service. That was the reason why some of them got injured. But these are live scenes. Very soon, we've been told that they will be moving on the street. We'll be using the last commission stretch, and we'll be moving up until we get to Parliament and the Finance Ministry, where the organizers will be presenting their that is their petition to that is the government. Okay, so I can see one man here with a placard in his hand saying, "You are a Democrat tyrant." All right, boss, what is your name and where are you coming from?
My name is Victor Ziga. I'm coming from Okwankwe North Constituency, New Boyman Ward.
Okay, were you there yesterday?
Yeah, I was there.
And you are here today too?
Yeah.
Are you not scared?
No.
Why?
Because the economy, the way things are going, scares me more. The future of our children scares me more. I'm a father of 3 children. Now it's difficult for us to feed our children. The school fees, the hyperinflation is too much for me to bear. That is killing me. I cannot sleep. Anytime I'm asleep, if it is around 3 a.m., 2 a.m., the moment I wake up from bed, I can't sleep again because I'm just thinking how to feed my children, how to take care of my family. Things are getting worse. That scares me. And the way the country is going, people are being killed. You see, what baffles me most is that Akufo-Addo is known as what? Is known as the lawyer of what? Human rights. But look at what is happening in this country. Roris was a soldier when he came and took power and changed this country to a democratic country. But during election, there was no shooting people. But now look at, they are shooting people.
I'll take you very close to Mr. Bernard Mona. He is one of the organizers. Mr. Mona, we are live on Metro TV on Newsbeat. Why are you here? We were told that the police were looking for you to arrest. Why are you still here?
But you can see I'm here. So ask the police whether...
Have you spoken to them?
There, I spoke to COP Idi Lansa, DCOP Shiraj Mohammed, and the other officers on duty, and to ask them whether they will not behave as they did yesterday. And they have given us assurance that they will be professional, and I've also assured them that we will be as professional demonstrators.
Weren't they professional yesterday?
They were not. They allowed Akufo-Addo's violence to infest them. So they became violent on innocent protesters, peaceful protesters who are only seeking economic reliefs from the presidency. And I asked them whether they were going to allow the same violence of Akufo-Addo to permeate them. The assurance is that today they will be professional, and we gave them all the assurances. So if they are looking for me to arrest, or I should bundle myself and say I'm arrested, police. So ask them whether they are looking for me to arrest me. If they say they are looking for me, bring them that you have seen me so they can come and arrest me. I'm not running away from them.
Some people have said that your group were the first ones to start harassing the police. That led to clash, which led to the end of the tear gas. What do you have to say to that?
Haven't you seen police somewhere in the world where they just hold people who are throwing stones on them and put you somewhere? Do they shoot at them? If you shoot at somebody,
when it gets extreme, they would have to fire.
You shot at me with a tear gas. When the thing landed, I picked it and threw it back into you. What is my crime? If it is good for me, then also taste it and see.
What of the stones? What of the tires that were
The police were throwing it. And our people are going around now, taking pictures of police persons who are in our attack.
Where did they get them from?
Why? They are on sale. So some police officers are wearing this. And our security, our own arranged security, is now taking pictures of them to show that it was the police themselves that started throwing the stone. We didn't throw any stone. And if you saw me yesterday, when the boys moved towards me and were urging that we should allow them to go to the police, I went on my knees, begging them not to do anything. How could anybody say that we have instigated when we were publicly pleading with the people not to go on attack? We are not that type. Tell the police to delimit themselves from the violence of Akufo-Addo, and then we'll be fine.
Will you hand yourself in after this demonstration is done?
I walked to them and said that the media is telling me that you are looking for me to arrest. I'm here. I surrender. And then they said they are not looking for me. But you are still insisting they are looking for me. Can you turn and watch here? The police are there. Go and tell them that you say you are looking for Bernard Mona to arrest, but he's here, and he said he's around. They should pick me up.
Will you turn yourself in after the demonstration, yes or no?
I have not been served that they want me.
Have you seen a statement?
I have not. You have told me. So I should just base on you and walk to the police station.
The statement that is circulating on various social media, even on the police's website.
I'm too busy trying to coordinate this activity.
So you've not seen it?
I have not seen it.
All right.
Bring me a copy.
Okay, I have a copy on my phone. I'll show it to you later. That was Mr. Bernard Mona, a lead convener of the Arise Ghana demonstration. And he says that he is yet to cite a copy of the police statement which says that they would want to arrest some of the leadership. But Sammy Gyamfi is addressing the crowd that is here, so I will let you guys listen to Sammy Gyamfi and the instructions that he's giving the protesters.
Akwaje Interchange, Liberation Road, Niyako Ministry of Finance. A police force say Omajia tum ama ye wo kwan ye betumi afa kwan we so. Enunti enne almost omo wa ha so omo be boy ye ho ban. Ye see nro ano Mama ya fanto nchen for now. Na omo mo ye ho ban. Na yentumi nya peaceful demonstration today. Yenkita tuo, yenkita jai, yenkita any weapon. We are law-abiding citizens. We want to exercise our constitutional rights to demonstrate in peace. And utimemo biya mfa mranche ni sem enya basabasa ye. E ubiya mfa bo, ubiya mfa re. So police ni yo bibia. Na wani nye huwa bekache. Ye numdiye beye. Yempese obiya be pra. Yempese obiya be huna manene. Na yenye demonstration na bibia enye fefefe. Sabo be ye ne sade ya ni amoka cho boy. Enunti yesre obiya. Obiya mfa nchen. Baby I was say ye fa no a ye lead no. I want obiya anya den emfa. Demonstration ye enye ntokwa. Eye awochira ye komunti ni ye sa oye chirewe Ghana for ye bre anameboa ene nyama nkoye anameboa enyama koye ana o mampenyi Akufo-Addo ne bawolaya omo bepetumi omo dia dokodoko nsem ne baye omo se Ghana for ya mabadodo ya mabokra dodo ya tisika susu ekom ya dan ene ya miana omo se ya bo se ya ntu abama omo be ya one district, one village, one constituency, and then nyina dane one junction, one baller. And the petrol yentimi nto petrola Joy, the entire demonstration in America no. Enyan tokwa petrol gallon ba koni aton 14 Ghana cedis 2016 and now a 61 Ghana cedis. Adai Ghana ye Somalia and Afghanistan. Gare Oloka near 5 Ghana cedis and a 12 Ghana cedis. 16 Ghana cedis. Adai. A bro bagger.
Now you can trust Henry Kwesi Bedu to come through with all the details that's going to pan out at the second day of the Arise Ghana demonstration. The police is there in their numbers, and as you saw it in the pictures, they have come in their full regalia to provide the protection that is expected of them. Now let's still stay with it that the Ghana Police Service says persons who were involved in the violent clash with the police during the Arise Ghana demonstration will be brought to book. Now, in a statement, it said 12 of its officers have sustained varying degrees of injuries, and after protesters pelted stones at the police officers assigned to offer protection during the activity. All right, so let's go through the slides of what it's saying that is going to be doing. The police have arrested 29 demonstrators for the participation in violent attacks on the police and some members of the public, including school children, during the Arise Ghana demonstration in Accra today. Now, second point says available video footages of the event are being reviewed, and all other persons identified for taking part in the attacks as well as inciting the violence will be arrested and brought to face justice. And the third point, also the organizers of the demonstration will be arrested and put before court for the attacks and damage to public property in line with the provisions of Section 3 of the Public Order Act 491. And that is what you saw, that Bernard Mona says that he went, but the police says he is not being invited. Meanwhile, the police would like to draw the attention of the public to calculate falsehood and misinformation being peddled by the organizers and their cohorts. We urge the public to disregard untruths and treat them with the contempt they deserve, for the footages and images of the events speak for themselves. 5, we would like to assure the public that we remain committed and professionally measured in discharge of our constitutional mandate of enforcing law and order in the country. Police says is going to be doing going forward. Now, still with the Arise Ghana, the People's National Convention has distanced itself from the Arise Ghana demonstration, and according to the statement signed by the party's General Secretary Janet Nabla, the street protest as a form of demonstration is becoming outmoded in modern democracies, and protesting without providing solution is equally outmoded. Now, the party is rather urging Ghanaians to prefer alternative policies that will help the current situation. Let's get to that bite and then we'll get the rest later. All right, that was captured in a statement. Let's go to the Information Ministry, and the Information Minister, Kojo Nkrumah, says there are deliberate attempts by some individuals to destabilize the country. Speaking on Good Evening Ghana with Paul Adumotre, he hinted some persons have been striving to use demonstrations to perpetuate violence and throw the nation into chaos. He was reacting to first day Kromayeshi demonstration by Arise Ghana, marred by chaos.
The Ofoase Aribe legislator and Minister for Information Kojo Nkrumah noted that the first day of the Arise Ghana demonstration was attempts by some individuals to destabilize the country. According to the minister, these acts are deliberate.
There's an obvious attempt to create instability in our country at this time. We don't need to mince words about it. And there's a trajectory. First, there was a group that wanted to demonstrate with weapons. Then there was this group that said they wanted to demonstrate at night, or to demonstrate from the evening throughout the night till the next morning. And the police raised obvious security questions that it will be difficult to, this is even daytime, broad daylight at Obra Sport here in Accra. You have people attacking police people in this manner. Can you imagine what would have happened at night?
He also noted that, but for the intervention of the police, other similar protests could have landed the country in a state of insecurity, considering the manner in which the Arise Ghana demonstrators behaved on Tuesday, June 28.
You don't need matches for a demonstration to express your thoughts about something. So if what we are now seeing is anything to go by, then whatever intelligence the police suggested they had, for which reason they could not allow a demonstration beyond sunset, where they will not have visibility, is now to be strongly believed. And I say strongly that we should do well to separate the substantive issues we want to discuss from these illegalities.
The Ghana Police Service has also justified the use of tear gas and water cannons during the Arise Ghana protest on Tuesday.
Now, some traders at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle Interchange have been recounting what transpired during the Arise Ghana protests on Tuesday. Now, while some praise the police of their professionalism, others praise the stringent measures to guard against such violence.
About 600 people crowded this very area to register their displeasure about what they have tagged Chrome Ayashi demonstration, to register their displeasure on the economic hardships that have been faced with in this country. This led to an exchange of stones and tear gas between the police and the demonstrators. Let's get to the market to talk to those who trade their activities here at Circle to tell us how it all started.
Ghana for na demonstration na we hini no so Liberia na me se na mo abegina say ti me no mu di nkomo ma na ti aga se asabo mu di me ka dwane ba se na me say mu di my sign be sign asema me ken sister be free fa masum wom ene eno anya ntokwa me ma me so mo bo me ma me ne mo say etimi there's a demonstration e bi be si pa me bi si bi.
I saw a lot and it was not good at all. People business and other stuff, so people were not also feeling about what happened yesterday at all. Yeah.
How did it affect your business?
Oh, it affected a lot.
This is the first time I can say that the police have been very professional, because the demonstrations were many. So the people were gathering into groups. Some are in the overhead and some are down here. They were preventing the demonstrators for not allowing them to use the other route. And the demonstrators, they have some security people who were wearing some vests. They were trying to push the police back, and the police were very professional. If it was military plus police, it would be different thing.
That was an observation shared by a trader who witnessed the whole activity from the start to the finish. Reporting for Metro News, Elvis Andor, Circle, Accra.
Now let's go on with other stories. Richard Kumado is a security consultant and joins me in live on phone and to talk more about what is happening with the security breakdown as far as this demonstration is concerned. Richard, thank you for your time. Good afternoon. Welcome to Newsbeat. If you can hear me, hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. So, first of all, what did we not do right as a country that at this point we seem not to have a fair or a clear idea of how the security breakdown started, whether it was a fault of the demonstrators or the police?
I think law enforcement tendencies and compliances are very important. The police has a duty to ensure that public safety assurances are guaranteed. The police has a mandate to maintain law and order. The demonstrators have an objective to achieve. I think what created a problem for them is that they did not have a common ground. And as a result of that, the legal tussle between them and the demonstrators created a scenario where this crash is inevitable. And some of us were not surprised at all.
Earlier today, there's been criticisms against the fact that the police is now targeting to arrest the leading members of the Arise Ghana. Do you think it's in the right perspective?
The police have the right to arrest anybody they think has flouted the rules. But we are in democracy and people are entitled to legal representation. So if that's the position of the police, they would need to explain or prove the reason why they have been arrested. And nobody stops the police from arresting them, but it must go beyond just pettiness, it must go beyond just peddling of any other thing we want to throw at.
Do we also, lack the appreciation that sometimes when demonstration notification is given, the police or security agencies must suspect that there can be or could be excesses? It's very possible. Do we prepare, for things like that? Does it look like we were prepared for that in such a demonstration that was scheduled?
No, I think it has been the negative attitude of the police towards demonstrators. It has been the approach of the police towards demonstrators. And if the status quo is that don't allow people to go on demonstration, then we should be clear and say it. But this whole thing about people are throwing stones at us, so we are using live bullets and water cannons, is becoming a cake strategy and it's becoming mundane. And people are reading in between the lines. There's a new trend coming up. After the mess 1 year ago at Edra, the police went to Nkrasa and there was another mess. The story we heard was that the people threw stones at them and they got injured. So they opened live bullets. Then they went to Kumasi with the Muslim students. And they said that students were so empowered. And they threw stones at them and the police got injured. So they opened bullets and fire at them. Now, yesterday we heard the same story. It will be interested to know for how long this narration is going to go because people are reading in between the lines. And it looks as if somebody is well managing, staging a distraction attitude towards some other people they might not want to have in the streets.
But I mean, are we not being unfair to the police? If you look at the history of Ejura and other violent clashes we've had in the country, the police has had a not too good report of using live bullets. In this situation, we have the situation of, they were using their shields, they were using tear gas.
You were in Accra. The cameras were too many here. The leaders of this demonstration were well known. The likes of Bernard Mona were well known. And putting a live bullet in the chest of Bernard Mona would have raised the temperature of the country. That is why you did not see live bullets being used. But nobody should deceive you that they did not get to the level where they could use live bullet. Because here is Accra, they know these guys are political activists or they are advocates who have been in the business of demonstrating for a very long time. But the point has to be made is that this whole attitude about the police being a little boy and some demonstrators are huge giants that the police cannot persuade them to fall in line is becoming none of a non-professional police officer.
But if the police, if the measures the police put in place is what you describe as mundane, then we can also say that demonstrators can also go a step ahead by, staying away from throwing stones, breaking glasses of vehicles, as we saw in the videos.
When we went to Kumasi, the students were demonstrating against cars being knocked them down and they are being killed. What is the justification of killing them? Is that not why the IGP went there to apologize? Is that not why the IGP interdicted the three topmost people? Is that not why the IGP did investigation and sacked the frontline officers? When we went to Ndra, what was the reaction? When we went to Nkrasa, what was it? These are some of the things we can look at the benchmark and trend. But if it's our own attitude to go out there and go and kill people, then that is not law enforcement. That is murder. And in many of these cases, in many of the places across the globe, police officers are prosecuted for acting unlawfully or for conducting themselves unlawfully. As we speak today, the G7 is meeting in Germany and demonstrators all over the world, thousands of numbers, they are meeting in Germany, demonstrating morning, afternoon, evening. To the extent that you make demonstration a legal right of people, we will need to engage them professionally, conduct ourselves and manage to persuade them to follow up whatever it is that they want to achieve and let the streets be clean. Let me give you this example. I left home yesterday around 3 a.m. and we've done it for almost all demonstrations in Ghana, unless I'm not in the country, to pick out where the red flags are and where the warning signs are in order to give it to management at the top or load for strategic decision so that demonstrations can go on without a crash with the police. The route they wanted to use yesterday, you have 500 police officers on the ground. If I was leading the team, I would have placed 100 police officers at Kwame Nkrumah Circle and placed 400 of them in front of the president's house where the garden is, because that is the major threat you want to prevent there. Then number two, you have a strategic location like Kwame Nkrumah Circle where BNI officers and detectives can be on top of the mountain, on top of the bridge, and clearly see those who are throwing stones and those who want to misbehave. And yet my brothers and sisters in the law enforcement agency said this thing is not so basic that we could have done in order to prevent what happened yesterday. I'm saying that this whole thing is becoming one of too many, and it's not looking too good, especially when Dan Paris said go and be civil, and they went and did the opposite of what Dan Paris said and said order from above. That is not law enforcement. That is something else that is becoming a new trend in this country, and we need to look at it carefully.
Richard Kumado, thank you for spending some time with us on Newsbeat. That's a security consultant there. And the videos you saw were live videos. The match has started. Okay, so that's it on your screen. The match has started, and so we should see that the members who are involved today would all partake in the demonstration, day 2 of the Arise demonstration. I see police, motorbikes also in the midst of the demonstrators. So indeed the police have come in full gear, motorbikes and in their full armor as well. We'll bring you some details of that later on. You're still watching Newsbeat here on Metro TV. It's time for us to take a breather. We will be back shortly with more. Welcome back to Newsbeat. Let's do some violent stories. Police in Ejura have secured a court injunction to stop families of victims of the Ejura killings from going ahead with the Islamic prayers and Quran recitals that were planned for the departed on Thursday 30th. Now, the families had planned to clean the cemetery where their relatives are buried and to build a tombstone over their graves. It appears this is not to be. Joining us via phone is Nafiu Mohammed. Well, I'm told he's joined us via Zoom, who is a spokesperson for the late activist Carcass family. Nafiu, thank you for your time, and so our condolences goes out to you and the family of Kaka. How's everybody doing there in Ejura?
Everybody is doing great.
We thank God for that. So, did you see this injunction coming?
Yes, we foresaw, based on our interactions with the Traditional Council, the Municipal Security Council. Yes, we foresaw that.
And what did you do about it? If you say you foresaw, it means that you predicted that something like that was going to happen. What did you do about that?
So after the engagement, the arrangement, everything was made, we did inform every stakeholder, of which the Ejura Traditional Council is part of it, with our chief, our main chief, Oberema PDA, part of the organization. We informed him and he applauded us for that decision, and he was part of it. He even went to the point of setting a committee, but it got to a point that the interest of the committee and our intentions are apart. So it goes to a point that the Traditional Council have to take their own decision, and the family has to also take their own decision. So it proceeded to that, and later on, the Municipal Security Council invited the organizers or the family rep. We were there. We represented the family. So at the meeting, what really transpired is what did not surprise us about what is really happening. What really happened at the meeting? We went to a meeting and we were only intimidated and given orders to a point. As a family, we cannot organize such program. So we have
and the intimidation was coming from which side? The Regional Security Council or who?
Yeah, it's coming from the Municipal Security Council.
The Municipal Security Council. What was the intimidation? What did it contain?
Yes, it contains that they are giving us orders to follow. And if you don't follow the orders, we should follow, we will see the consequences.
What were these orders?
The orders are for us to cancel the intended 1-year anniversary draw we have scheduled to do for our brothers.
Any reasons assigned to that or to the orders that you were giving?
The only reason is that since Edrahini is the chief of the town and he is embarking or he is planning or he has planned for that for a search program, the family cannot hold another program after his program.
The family cannot hold any other program aside that of the chiefs?
Yes, that's what the family is told.
What will you do about this directive?
That if we will not go by that, then we should move our prayer to our hometown.
And your hometown is where?
I can't even tell because my great-great-grandfathers came and settled in Nigeria early 18th century. So I don't know where my great-great-fathers even descended from.
That's quite a chilling account. So you have decided to pay heed to that directive. You have cancelled it.
Yes, for now it is not cancelled, but we are, since ex parte has been served to us, ex parte injunction, we would still obey for the 10 days and see whether the police will move a motion. If they don't move a motion, we still continue with our program.
Nafi Mohammed, we'll leave it here. We'll get back to you and we wish you all the best and our condolences still to you and the family of Kaka and other bereaved families as well. You're also watching News BT on Metro TV. Winston Taki is with me for the business update. Winston.
Hello, Annie.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's now time to bring your business right after this. And now to our first business story. The CEO of Ghana National Gas Company, Dr. Ben Asante, says Africa has reached an agreement to supply Europe with gas, similarly replacing Russia as Europe's major supplier of natural gas.
Until the country invaded Ukraine, Russia supplied Europe with more than 30% of its natural gas needs. The European Union's decision to stop importing gas from Russia has resulted in the EU turning its attention to Africa to replace Russia as its main gas supplier, and the CEO of the Ghana National Gas Company, Dr. Ben Asante, says Ghana and the rest of the African continent are ready for the task ahead.
As at last 2 weeks, Russia is closing their tap in terms of supply of gas to Europe. So then Africa is seen in terms of its proximity and also in terms of its resources to be the next harbor where we can get gas to replace what will not be coming from Russia. We need infrastructure, the requisite infrastructure to be able to produce our resources, our surplus resources, because we're not using all, and then to be able to transport it.
The chief executive of Global Gas Center, Valerie Ducrot, believes Africa, with its abundance of natural gas, will be a great trading partner to the EU. She observed that the hikes in prices of gas globally can only be moderated if the high volumes and demands for natural gas are met.
I would say the prices have already started to increase before the Ukrainian war. We have started last year, so I would say everything that can be done to increase the volumes. It's a question of balance, basic economics, between offer and demand, and really everything that can be done to increase the volumes, to increase the demand. That's very important, and to increase the offer at the same time.
Africa is responsible for 4% of the global gas production, but only 5% of that is used by the continent. The agreement is expected to create more jobs, which will help reduce the rising unemployment rate on the continent.
Now, Minister for Information Kojo Oppong Nkrumah says, contrary to speculations, government is not considering looking at the International Monetary Fund, IMF, for any economic support. He says the Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, instead believes in homegrown solutions to tackle the challenges.
For some time now, government has come under pressure to return to the International Monetary Fund to overturn the country's economic crisis. But According to the Information Minister Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, the Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has indicated clearly that there are homegrown measures that can help move the country out of the current economic challenges. He explained that any other decision would only be taken when analysis of latest data on the economy is completed.
We haven't reached a point where that determination can be made because we are now going through the process of looking at the numbers. Yes, when you look at the headline numbers, the numbers don't look good, but you need to go through that full interrogation process. How is VAT performing? How is e-levy performing? How are direct taxes performing? How are import duties performing? You've got to go through the full raft as against the expectations, year-on-year growth. Is it lagging? Is it on target? You've got to allow yourself the room to do all of that. And then you come to a position. Put alternatives on the table. Are there local alternatives to deal with it? The finance minister has said in some of his previous public comments that he believes that there are local answers to these questions, and he does not think, at least as at the time he spoke, he does not think that an external program is required to help improve the fiscal program that we are running.
He noted that, despite the suggestions for the country to return to the IMF, the country must be guided to take a decision after government presents its fiscal outcomes for the first half of the year.
Discussion going on in government currently as we look at the numbers. Yesterday we met with traders and transporters of food items. Today there was a lot of work at the finance ministry looking at all the numbers and all the revenue handles that are coming in. I think that will continue till tomorrow. By Thursday we're going to cabinet to put the latest findings before the president and his advisors and try and get a sense of where we're going. By the time we hit mid-year, we would have made a categorical decision on how we need to recalibrate the fiscal and the economic policies to get Ghana onto a certain preferred track. And we can tell the people of Ghana where we are by that time.
Meanwhile, a leading member of the New Patriotic Party NPP, Gabi Ochredako, has said he is not against the government seeking economic support from the International Monetary Fund, IMF.
Now, away from that, tax expert Geoffrey Okanse says government must review the e-levy charges in order to encourage more mobile money transactions. He says the high charges have contributed to government's failure to rake in the much-needed revenue.
Government has come under fire for implementing what many Ghanaians believe is a tax policy that will make them worse off. Leading member of the New Patriotic Party, Gabi Ochredako, says so far, only 60 million cedis has been generated. Tax expert Geoffrey Okanse explains the e-levy is failing because there wasn't adequate consultation.
There needed to have been a consultation to ensure that we properly agree on what we are going to do, and then also a communication plan that would announce to every sector player as well as the general public of what's going to be done. You realize that the sector players, the game players themselves, as in the telecos, came out to complain before the start of the e-levy.
That'll be all for business here on Newsbeat. My name is Winston Taki. We take a break. We'll be back with sports with Phil John Quarty.
Welcome back. 52 past midday in the Ghanaian capital of Accra, and it's time for your sports. After clinching the Ghana Premier League title and MTN Cup, respectively, Asante Kotoko and Accra Hearts of Oak will represent Ghana in the CAF Champions League and the Confederation Cup.
Asante Kotoko and Hearts of Oak will begin their Africa campaign on the weekend of September 9 to 11, 2022 and September 16 to 18 respectively. As the 2021-2022 Ghana Premier League champions, the Porcupine Warriors will automatically be Ghana's sole representative at the elite level of CAF's inter-club competition, the Champions League. The last time the 25-time Ghana Premier League champions participated in the CAF's inter-club competition was in the 2018-2019 season, where they drew in Group C with the likes of Zesco United, Al Hilal Omdurman and Nkana FC after advancing at the expense of Cameroonian side Cotton Sport by 5-3 aggregate scoreline. Ahead of next season's competition, life patron of the Porcupine Warriors, Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, reiterated his desire to see the club win an African title so when the management and playing body of the club visited Menchia Palace to present the Ghana Premier League title to the Asantehene. Heart of Oak's victory over Bichim United in Sunday's FA Cup final all but guarantees them a place in the CAF Confederations Cup. The Phobians were Ghana's sole representatives in Africa last season after winning the double, but dropped down to the Confederations Cup after they were knocked out by eventual CAF Champions League winners Wydad Casablanca. They were then knocked out of the Confederations Cup by Algerian club JS Saoura, losing 4-0 away from home despite carrying a 2-0 lead into the second leg. This will be the first time the two clubs will represent Ghana in CAF's interclub competitions since 2015, when Asante Kotoko featured in the Champions League and bowed out in the first round of the qualifying round, with Heart of Oak also exiting in the final qualifying round of the Confederations Cup. Registration for the competitions will kick off effective August 1 and end on August 15, with each club expected to register.
Let's go to the United Kingdom down on the ongoing Wimbledon Championship, the lives of Rafael. Well, that's your sports. My name is Phil John Quartin, and I are standing by for the latest in showbiz.
Thank you, Johnny. Entertainment news is next. My name is Sanaya Tanawach, and now to our very first story. Ghanaian sensational rapper Lasmid has disclosed how he spends more time to listen and learn more of Afrobeat. Speaking on Glitch Africa in Nigeria, the Sika hitmaker mentioned that he takes inspiration from both Ghanaian and Nigerian artists, and he aspires to be an artist who creates music which wouldn't just pass away.
So I've been listening to, Afrobeat, and yeah, I've been learning more things from it. So it hasn't been easy journey, like it's very hard. I have a couple of people that I look up to. So I really look up to Drake. I love Wizkid. I love Joe Boy. I love, I love the Nigerians. I love the Ghanaians as well. So I listen to Sarkodie a lot because I was a rapper and I'm still a rapper as well. I listen to Kwame Eugene, the Kiddies, the Kwesi artists. They all inspire me in my music career, like Kofi Kenata. Yeah, those are the people I listen to a lot. I want to be that kind of man that when they are playing this song, maybe 50, 55 years, 70 years later, you'll be like, oh, this song is nice. Do you understand? Yeah. So I want to be that man, like.
Away from that, American singer R. Kelly could face decades in prison when he's sentenced today, 9 months after being found guilty for running a scheme to sexually abuse women and children. The former R&B singer could spend the rest of his life in prison. In September 2021, a New York jury convicted the disgraced pop star of racketeering and 8 counts of sex trafficking. The 55-year-old will spend at least 10 years in prison, with the maximum possible sentence being life. However, prosecutors have said he should spend at least 25 years behind bars. That's all on entertainment. Annie, over to you.
Let's now take international updates. Of international front, the head of AU Commission has called for restraint, calm and dialogue as border dispute between Ethiopia and Sudan threatened to escalate. In a statement, Musa Faki Mahamat